Hey Disney friends, it's Amber with MickeyTravels. Today I'm going to start a video series where I'm going to break down each of the resort categories at Disney World and kind of show you all of the hotels that are included in those and give you some perks that you can check into when looking at those categories. So today I want to start with the value resorts. There are 5 resorts that are included in the value, and I have stayed at one of these. However, this is the category that I book the most for all of my clients, so I'm very familiar with all 5 of these. I have my Pinterest page set up that I have just for my travel agency, and you're more than welcome to visit this. But I have broken down the resorts and have different pictures and maps and things to share with you on each of them to give you a better idea of what the value resorts are all about. Now, again, this is the one that I book the most for a couple reasons. Obviously, when you hear the word value, that should tell you that these are going to be the most economically priced of all the Disney properties. They are, for those that are maybe going on a budget, if the one thing I hear the most is, you know, I'm going to be in the parks all the time, why do I need to spend a ton of money on a room? So they choose the value resorts because they're not going to be there for very long. Or they want to make this more kid-themed for their families, and these resorts do have the most Disney-fied, kid-friendly themes at the resorts compared to all the other ones. Some downsides to these, and I'll just get those out of the way. All of them feature double beds. There are no queen beds. Some do have the king that you can request if it's just for 2 of you. They all have bus transportation. There is no other way to get to the value resorts besides bus. And the All-Star resorts, which I'll get to, all share one bus. So whenever you're coming home from the Magic Kingdom, they will make a stop at all of the All-Stars before returning. Now, Pop Century and Art of Animation do not share buses. They each have their individual ones. So that is a perk to those 2. They all feature food courts, but they do not have any table service restaurants for you to use on the dining plan here. They only have the quick to order and then go on your merry way. All of them feature pools. They are a little bit smaller than some of the other resorts. All-Star resorts have 2, while Pop and Art of Animation have 3. And Art of Animation is the one that everyone raves about with the huge Finding Nemo pool there. I overall think that the value resorts are fine. I don't see anything wrong with them. Some people complain that, well, their exterior entrances, well, moderates have those too. There are lots of people there. It's loud. I didn't have that problem at all. I'm normally in the parks. I don't go to Disney to relax if I'm staying at a value resort. I go because I'm going to be crazy in the parks. So when we last stayed at a value, we did not even notice things like that. And a lot of my return clients continue to use the value resorts because they love the value of it, hence the name, and they just love the theming. I've only had maybe one complaint out of the hundreds of families I've booked about a value that asked to be switched. So it's good for the money. It just depends on if it's your taste or not. All right, so let's break down each of these resorts and kind of give you an idea if it's suitable for your family. And I also give you some advice on you can request certain areas to be in. So I'll kind of tell you what each wing is about. And maybe if you do prefer to be closer, talk about the types of room you want to request there. So we have All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, and All-Star Sports. All 3 range about the same in price. All-Star Movies tends to be a little higher sometimes, depending on the week that you visit. Out of those 3, the music and the sports are normally always included when it comes to promotions. All-Star Movies has been excluded at times, so be aware of that. Pop Century would be the next, based on price, and then Art of Animation would be the last. Pop and Art of Animation are right across from each other, so you can walk back and forth, you can visit each, you cannot swim in each other's pools. You have to be at that hotel to swim in those pools. Alright, so let's break down each of these resorts, and at the end of this, if you guys have any specific questions about a value or want some opinions from me, feel free to email me or Facebook me, and if you ever need any help with your Disney vacation, I am an authorized Disney vacation planner with MickeyTravels, and we would be more than happy to help you. So just contact me, and hopefully I can step in and be your agent. I've had tons and tons of requests since launching my channel, so I appreciate you guys all sticking around. Keep in mind that because of the large clientele that I do have now, Those that do book through me do have priority, but I will take some time to hopefully answer some questions if you've already booked. If you've booked within 30 days and have booked through Disney, there's still a chance I can help you, so just contact me if you need some information there too. Alright, let's break these down and check out my Pinterest. Alright, here's my Pinterest page, so if you're ever interested in seeing some of the pins I have, you can find me at MickeyTravels, Amber Travis, and it's also got a link to my Facebook page here, along with my email, if you ever need to contact me. So I've got tons of boards, but we're going to focus today on just the value resorts, and so we'll check the All-Stars first. I've put all of the All-Stars together. They are very similar in floor plan and in amenities, so it's easy to combine them all together. And again, these are all going to be priced very similarly. These are the cheapest resorts on property. The theming. All-Star Movies, again, is the most popular. Each of the wings at the All-Star Movies are themed to a different film. This is a flyer that I have created with some of my information. This is part of the All-Star Music. This is the piano pool. And the All-Star Music also features family suites along with standard rooms. That's the main difference between that one and the other two. The family suites, if you look at the layout, the family suites are going to have a bedroom with a queen, I believe. It may be a king. It doesn't even say. I believe it's a queen bed. It's not a double. And then the living room has the pull-out sofa and a pull-out couch and then a pull-out ottoman. So it can sleep 6. And there are 2 bathrooms there. All the resorts, again, have the same amenities. They have 2 heated swimming pools, a children's pool as well, arcade and activities, including when they show the movies under the stars. All the Disney properties have that every night. And they will all be this sort of layout and themed. They'll have different wallpaper border and mattress quilt things on the beds, but they all do look exactly the same, with the exception of the family suites, which are only at the All-Star Music. So here's the All-Star Movies, as we were talking about earlier. And here are the different themes that you can get when visiting there. They have a Mighty Ducks, 101 Dalmatians, Toy Story, which is the most highly requested of my clients, Fantasia, and Herbie the Love Bug. Random, right? I know. So when looking at this map, and as I had suggested earlier, depending on what room you get will depend on what theme you want. So if there is a specific movie that maybe someone in your family loves and you want to be sure to be in that category, I can help you pick out something if you're working with me to make sure you do get that theme. But you can request a theme and they will do their best to get it. Because Toy Story is most highly sought after, it is closest to the transportation and the hall where they have the food court, so it's probably going to be mostly preferred rooms in the Toy Story wings. And then both of those are Toy Story. Let's see. So here in the middle is the Fantasia, and this is a Fantasia pool. And then Love Bug Herbie's in the back. We've got 101 Dalmatians also close to the pool and both pools and the transportation, so those may also be preferred. So if you want to guarantee that you're going to be in something close to there or one of these 2 themes, you might want to consider getting the preferred. They do have preferred pool view as well at some of these, so look into that as well. That will also kind of tell you where you're going to be. And so Mighty Ducks is back here in the corner. So just regular standard rooms are probably going to be Mighty Duck, Love Bug themed, and some Fantasia themed. And the other side of my pamphlet has some more images of the property and gives you here some of the accommodations. There are 260 family suites. Those at the All-Star Music do not tend to sell out unless there's a fantastic promotion such as free dining. And these value resorts do typically have rooms available often. So if this is a very quick trip that you're planning, it's easy to get into these resorts. They only accommodate up to 4 guests, plus if you have one child that's under 3. The family suites, again, can hold 6. So if you're a family of 5, this is kind of a downer for that as well. You cannot stay in a standard room here. You would have to get into one of the suites or consider a moderate standard that can sleep 5. So the other 2 themes, with the All-Star Music, there's a rock, jazz, calypso, Broadway, country, and then their food court. So again, kind of set up similar to the All-Star Movies. They have the transportation and main building here, and then the further back you get will more likely be just standard rooms, and preferred will be closer to the transportation. And there's the piano pool, and then the Calypso has a pool as well. So here you can see the different themes that they have for the sports. There's football, surfing, basketball, baseball, all sorts to choose from. And the transportation and food court area is located in the front, and so the further back you get, again, the rooms will be standard, and closer to there will be preferred. It looks like football would be a preferred location, and the surfing would be a preferred. So we've got a swimming pool that's in the shape of a baseball diamond back here in the baseball location. Very cute. Again, they all share buses. All three are very similar in size and in theming, so you can't go wrong with any of those three that you do choose. Here are some images of some of the decor there. They all do have Disney influences, even if they are themed, like with the sports. They do have like Disney characters playing those sports. So Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Here's some basketball. This is the Calypso pool, located at the All-Star Music, with the three caballeros. I listened to that today randomly. Sorry, I just was in the mood for some Latin music. Here's the rock section, really cool, lit up at night. This is the All-Star Music. And then here's, the life-size Woody in the Toy Story section with Andy on his shoe. It's just really neat that everything is like over-the-top decorated on the outside, and the rooms are going to be very simple and basic, but there's lots of cute decor outside for picture opportunities. You can find more in-depth maps of these locations on my Pinterest. Here's just the sample, and these are from the properties themselves, so some more information about amenities that are there. There's laundry and a playground. Disney's Pop Century Resort. This and the Art of Animation, again, are really close together. They have almost the identical layout. And the flyer I have to demonstrate, there are wings based on decades for you to choose from here. 2,880 rooms. This resort is probably the one I book the most, just because Art of Animation tends to be higher and sells out quickly, and the perk of being able to not have to share a bus, and just the theming of this one is a favorite of many of my clients. So you can, again, accommodate the same kind of thing. 4 in a room unless you have a fifth that is under 3, and they do have pack and plays here. All have double beds or the one king size, and there are 3 pools located here. And they do have preferred pool view rooms here, and the king bed that you can request. So we go 50s through the 90s on these themes, and I've got some pictures here to represent each of the wings, as well as some other images. The bowling pool, pretty cool. And again, with the simple border in the room and a comforter that matches the theme. Very basic, 2 double beds. So 50s, we've got a jukebox, and there is a Disney movie in each of the wings from that decade. So in the 50s, there's Lady and the Tramp. 60s, there's The Jungle Book. And then the 80s has Roger Rabbit. And one of the most famous icons at this resort is the giant Mickey telephone, located in the 70s section. Really cool life-size figures here. Here's more. I love these infographic kind of things. Mickey, Lady and the Tramp, Roger Rabbit, and The Jungle Book are the 4 characters that are themed there. And a picture of the food court, very large, and they have an arcade as well. And lastly, the resort I have stayed at, and it is the newest of all the Disney properties, the Art of Animation. The way this resort is set up, there are standard rooms and family suites. There are more family suites here than standard rooms. And the standard rooms have one theme. They are Little Mermaid themed. And here's a picture of those there. And I've got all my trip pictures on my Pinterest if you wanted to see those. And the family suites, you have 3 to choose from. Finding Nemo, which you have here. There's Cars and Lion King. The Little Mermaid standard rooms are the furthest on property. I don't have a map on here. I should get one. But they're the furthest away, and then all of the suites are centrally located to the middle of the transportation and food court area. There are 3 pools. Here's a picture of the Little Mermaid pool, which is near the standard room area. And there are very large figures in front of all the buildings at this property. So the Little Mermaid section has different mermaid characters. The Lion King section has different Lion King characters everywhere. The Nemo section in cars. Again, all kinds of stuff everywhere. And I do have a video set up on my account of our stay at the Art of Animation. So you guys can check that out too if you haven't. Overall, the downside to this resort, the Little Mermaid standard rooms normally are never in a promotion, but the suites are. And the suites are higher here than they are at the All-Star Music. So if you are interested in these, they are the same layout with the 2 bathrooms. The Little Mermaids do sell out quickly. They are furthest away from walking distance, but they are worth it. But they're, again, no promotions normally. And the suites, the Finding Nemo suites, are the ones that have a higher price because they are so valuable because of their central location and because of the pool. So those do sell out quickly as well. Here's some more images found from the Disney site with the Finding Nemo section. And you can see the average per night is about $120 just for the Little Mermaid rooms. On average, the family suites are going to be, if you include all of the details with the tickets and the dining, are going to be about $1,000 more to stay in those. But again, this is a brand new resort. Everything's clean and the theming is fantastic. And it does have the largest pool on the Disney property, the Big Blue pool. And a food court again, just like all the other ones. These are all really close together, all the value resorts, and are going to be the farthest away from any of the parks. So you are going to have to take a bus. Again, if you have any questions about any of the value resorts or any questions in general about your Disney vacation, feel free to contact me. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all really soon. Bye.